What is emotional immaturity? Today we will unpack 4 signs and symptoms. Stay tuned. I often get questions about emotional maturity. It usually comes in the form of, do you think this person is emotionally immature? Or do you think I'm emotionally immature? And I think there are 4 things to look for as we kind of describe somebody as emotionally immature or emotionally mature. But before I unpack those 4 things, let me say this. According to the American Psychological Association, the APA, emotional maturity is defined as a high and appropriate level of emotional control and expressiveness. So, emotional maturity is ability to control or regulate your emotions and to express them appropriately. So, emotional immaturity is just the opposite. It refers to an inability to control one's emotions or a dysregulation of emotions, as well as a difficulty in communicating or expressing those emotions. Now, what are those 4 things that I think are indicators of emotional immaturity? These are continuums, mind you. So these aren't checklists like got it, got it, got it, got it. These are all sliding continuums where we all have opportunity, I believe, for growth and development, myself included. So, what are those 4 things? Number 1, emotionally immature people lack good conflict resolution skills. Conflict is difficult, either because they avoid it, they go to silence, they shut down, they just avoid, or because they don't know how to resolve conflicts. Maybe their communication style escalates conflicts. Maybe they don't know how to dialogue and they become argumentative because they're agitated or they're emotionally dysregulated. They become so upset, so anxious, so agitated in the moment that they don't express themselves well and probably aren't showing up the way they really want to a lot of those times. So that's number 1, poor conflict resolution skills. Number 2, impulsiveness. When people become emotionally dysregulated, right? You go into the limbic system, that frontal lobe where empathy and altruism and higher order reasoning and thinking before you act, all of that goes offline when we head over to the amygdala, where we become upset, agitated, offended, resentful. All of that is back here in that midbrain, in the limbic system, mostly in that amygdala. And so when we get there, right, now we're going to activate fight and flight. And we go into a survival mode. And when we're in survival mode, we become a lot more impulsive. We don't think before we act because that part of our brain has gone offline. So now we are more impulsive. We might say things in the heat of the moment that we don't mean, or we might make snap decisions or judgments that we don't mean. So that's number 2, is the impulsivity. That brings us to number 3. People who are emotionally immature, like children, are perceptually self-centered. They can only see things from their own perspective. They don't understand how things are affecting other people around them. And part of that is because they spend so much time dysregulated, they're they tend to be a little more in that kind of limbic place where they might have more fight and flight going on. They might have more feelings of overwhelm or distress. And as a result, they don't have a chance to really develop that prefrontal cortex where empathy is and perspective taking, the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And so people who are emotionally immature tend to not see how things are affecting other people around them, whether it's their behaviors or just things in general. And finally, the fourth kind of symptom or indicator of an emotionally immature person is emotional dysregulation. This is a person who becomes easily upset, easily agitated, easily offended. They might also become, easily happy or erratic. They might even overreact to good news, but they also overreact emotionally. I'm talking from a biochemical and a mechanical in the brain kind of a way to happy or bad stimuli. So they're dysregulated. So rather than being kind of emotionally even keeled, they are on a roller coaster and they tend to take people with them on that ride. So those are the four symptoms, I think. And the thing is, we can look at these because they're continuums. We can look at these four things and say, hmm, where do I want to improve? I know for myself, I have learned something about myself, and that is that I can look like I'm emotionally regulated because I have a pretty good poker face and then be a little emotionally dysregulated on the inside. So I'm going to link another video to how to develop better emotional regulation. I'll link it in the notes below. I hope this has been helpful for you as you think through what is emotional maturity and what is emotional immaturity. And until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you.